Hi everyone, welcome again. This is Sounded Like It Is on This Is Football, and I've got my old friend, well not that old, Rob Moore, SA's top agent, international agent. And today we're going to look at the AFCON, in particular the Morocco game. We'll do an overview of Morocco and South Africa getting to the stage, and then look what South Africa's got to do to beat Morocco in this very vital encounter. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. The more you subscribe, the better it is for the channel. Rob, how are you, buddy?
Peter, all good, man. Been an interesting AFCON so far. Great that the national team made the knockout stage. It's where the real business starts, and it's exciting. It's something to be excited about, and we all want to be excited about our national team and their chances of success.
So if you look at, I think it's fair to say that the majority of people in South Africa and Bafana fans all around the world were concerned whether we'd even get out of this group. I mean, we haven't looked the most spectacular team under Hugo Bruce. We've been okay with some good results, particularly against Morocco uh, on the way here. But but I think the way we've qualified, we've actually surprised many. The game against Mali was a tough game. They've got so many players playing overseas, a big, strong team. They're actually an outsider for this to win this. They're certainly not favourites, but an outsider. And I thought, first off, we did well. Second off, we struggled against Namibia. That was a game that we could have got ourselves in trouble with. But besides a shaky start, we then destroyed them. 4-0. And now against Morocco, against Tunisia, I expected more from Tunisia personally, but we did what we had to do, and we've gone through in second place. And I can tell you now, I think most South Africans, if you said we'll come through second in our group and qualify, we would have said we'll take that. So I think, in my opinion, lots of improvement in the team to get where we are right now, but there's a lot more improvement in that team needed in particular because we play in Morocco, which is a top side. So, Rob, give me your sort of overview of us getting to this particular stage, strengths, weaknesses, and what you think needs to be done going forward. And you obviously know the Moroccan side well. So many of their players play in your neck of the wood in Europe. I think 18 of their players are playing in top leagues in Europe.
Yeah. I think
Versus
Peter,
zero
to
in
be
ours.
honest, yeah. Peter, to be honest, you're 100% spot on there. I think before the tournament started, if you said that we'd go through as second in the group, uh, you would have taken that, and that's what's happened. Quite honestly, I was expecting to go maybe through as a third place team. So that's good. That's positive. We're happy with that. That's good, and it's quite interesting. You look at how Congo went through. They went through unbeaten, but three draws. 3 points, and that was quite amazing. And if you look at South Africa, we went through despite not scoring in two of the three games,
Hmm.
and I think we, as you said, we were a little bit inconsistent in the games against Mali. Strong first half, battled in the second half. Against Tunisia, the other way around. Tunisia, we battled in the first half. I think we were under pressure. Well, we didn't really know how to cope effectively with the pressing and the play as a unit that Tunisia showed in the first half. Yet the second half, South Africa looked stronger and stronger as the game went on, and
Hmm.
well, I think that a draw is the minimum they deserved from that game.
Hmm.
Namibia, as you quite rightly say, could have been a goal or two down before that penalty. I think that miss of Shalulele in the first 6-7 minutes was, if that had gone in, then what? Do the nerves creep in? Do the doubts creep in? Whatever. But be that as it may, it didn't go in, and
Correct.
we got it. We got the penalty. Tao showed a lot of character, a lot of personality to step up and take that penalty. It's you got to hats off to him for that, and he struck it well,
Hmm.
decisively. I thought Zwane's 2 goals were very well taken,
Mm.
very decisive. Um, so, um, so yeah, and then on the fourth goal, we got a little bit fortuitous. Was very good over the top ball by Tebogo Mokoena,
Yeah.
which Maseka ran on to. Keeper hashed it a bit, but they all count. Went in, and 4-0 looks good. So yeah, we went through, but there are a couple of things that we got to be aware of going into the Morocco game.
So what? So let's just look at from a South African perspective. Before we talk about Morocco, what do you think if you sit in Hugo Broos's shoes right now? What do you think you'd be very pleased about, and what would you be concerned about and fix? Just before you answer, I would be very pleased. I'm pleased about one thing that some people don't like, is that we've shown that we can play two types of games. Normally speaking, South Africa, when you see us play, we play like we played in the first half against Mali. It's a lot of passing, a lot of passing, a lot of passing, but no real penetration. We showed against Namibia and to a certain against Tunisia that we can mix it up and play it longer, play it quicker, have less time on the ball. So I think that's, I think Morocco will look at us and not be exactly sure how we'll play. Will we play a passing game, or will we bypass our midfield? So I think that's pretty good. We're not that predictable anymore.
Mm. Yeah, and I would also say there's, to a degree, what the positive point is ability to adapt, which obviously is largely down to Hugo Broos. If you look at, for example, the Rwanda game, the tail end of last year, which South Africa lost, but the first half they really didn't know, it was difficult conditions, and they conceded goals and they were actually quite poor. But yet in the second half, they turned it around and they adapted much better, and they were totally in the game. The same as I say let's say against Tunisia game. First half struggled, but second half were able to adapt, put things in place, and come through stronger and stronger. So, okay, the Mali one was actually the opposite way, but there again, you're playing against a team that has starting 11, I think, 8 European-based players, all playing in good leagues, and that are very physical. So, they probably looked at us in the first half and they got their act together in the second half. But I think those kind of things are positive. I think one thing that worries me a little bit is our against decent teams with decent strikers. I worry a little bit about the lack of physicality and at times concentration of the defense. So if you look at the Mali game, I think it was the free kick. Zulu gives a free kick away, and then when the free kick comes in and Ronwen touches onto the bar, basically him and Zulu and Zwane are sleeping, and they're not alert at all to the follow in, which then went for the first goal.
Zulu's not in the team. Zulu's not in the team as a consequence of that, I think.
Yeah, but that's just an indication that we need to be switched on at all moments defensively, and then the other thing is the lack of physicality. I mean, I think if you look at when we played Rwanda, basically the 2 goals that we conceded, we were actually really bullied out of possession. I think Sabisi on the first goal, ball over the top, that he allowed himself to be turned, and he was just basically swept out the way. The second one was Madao at right back. He allowed the guy to get in front of him. They were dueling shoulder to shoulder, and he physically lost the duel. And the second goal came. Now, if you look at the Mali second goal as well, I think we were Kakana was not Kakana. The second goal of Mali, I think again we were physically outmuscled in the duel. So that concerns me a little bit.
But Morocco are not that physical aside, I mean, in midfield they're more up front. I don't find them that physically aside up front. They're more
Yeah,
technical. I also think, Rob, that we're growing in confidence, and when you have a lot of confidence, your physicality naturally improves because you go to win the
yeah,
ball early.
exactly.
That's critical in it. So I think defensively, I was impressed against Tunisia to a large extent, except in the last 10 minutes or so we got a little jittery. But I think Mbala has been absolutely superb. He's a big, tough
Yeah,
guy. Kakan has done better next to him. Madad, right back, looks like a real player. Modiba's obviously got the physicality as well and the skill. So, and I think Sabisi's got better every game. And Mokoena, we haven't even seen the real Mokoena yet. I think there's a lot more in him. So I'm actually quite satisfied. And what I like about it as well, with bringing Marina in, which Gavin Hunt actually made a very good point about, has given us a great option down the right side because
yeah,
he's as quick as lightning. He works well. He works hard. He's got a good football brain, and that kind of pace. Even Morocco are going to have to think twice about it because he's got a lot of pace. And then Percy, I think, on the left-hand side has done well, but there's a lot more in him as well. Zwane's been absolutely superb, and I think he's even growing per game as well. Concerned up front, Evidence does a hard job because he's all on his own. The problem with Evidence, with Evans being up front on his own, which Gavin brought up, we don't see players making runs past him.
yeah,
And so we don't, into the channels there. But Marina can do that. So should Tau. So I think if we can get that part of our game right, we'll cause Morocco a lot of problems. Because before you carry on, I haven't been that impressed with Morocco.
yeah,
Yes, I think they were in a relatively easy group. Yes, they did what they had to do, and yes, they made grow stronger and stronger as as they progressed. Because look at their World Cup performance; they just got better and better and better. But it's a one-off game. We've done well against them pre AFCON. I think in a one-off game, despite their huge squad of top players playing in top leagues, and the young squad, I think they're a Tunisia A. They're a Tunisia plus, and
yeah,
they play similar kind of football. I think having played Tunisia first before them has been a great test for us. They play similar kind of football. If we have a bit of luck and we concentrate, as you said, I think they're there for the taking. It won't be easy. But Rob,
yeah.
so let's take it further. Let's look at what do you think we have to do against Morocco?
Well, Peter, I think I agree with you. When you have more confidence, your body language is better. It's more positive. You tend to have a little bit more of a zip in your in your step. You step up and press better. You step up and intercept better. In defensive situations. So I'm looking forward to that. That continuing to improve because I think that's vital. The thing also, I thought in the first half, a couple of times, Tunisia played long balls over the top, and they were quite speedy down the flanks.
Yeah.
And and I think it caught us a couple of times. So obviously we just got to be aware of that. But in terms of also what we really need is we need the forwards to come to the party, Peter.
Yeah.
It's Zwane's two goals were beautiful to watch.
Good.
The cutback and then the shot that he took top corner. Okay, from the penalty spot he should bury it, but he did bury it. That's the point.
Yes.
And it was good. It was struck with confidence. It was good. The
He
second
looked
goal
like
was a lovely.
he looked like a world class player for both goals.
Yeah, the second goal was lovely.
Hmm.
Jinxing inside, coming then on the right foot, bending it into the opposite corner. Perfect. And we need him to show that because really in his last 11 national team games, he's only scored in 2 of those games.
Hmm.
And you look at Evidence, one goal in his last 12 games for South Africa. And, even
And
Percy,
Percy?
last
And Percy?
15 games for South Africa, 2 goals, 1 assist. Now, we need those guys. Those aren't the stats of a forward line that is going to make most good defenses shudder. So we
Yeah.
need our guys to step up, because we know Percy is capable, because he showed qualities at a reasonably good level in Europe and on the African stage, Champions League stage, and all that type of thing. So we know he's capable of that. You look at Zwane and you say he's got it in his locker. So please bring it out now more often, you know. And Evidence is a young guy; he's a developing player. So okay, so we understand that. So we just need those guys to show their maximum capabilities, because as you say, Peter, we're up against a Morocco side that play at a good level, in good leagues and for good clubs, and they're going to be smart. They might not be the most physical, which obviously suits us, but they're going to be very intelligent. And I don't think the last result that we had against them, we should get lulled into any sort of security about that. This is a totally different ball game. We're playing the team that came fourth in Qatar in the World Cup
Yeah.
12 months ago. You know.
Also, I think another positive, Rob, is Williams at the moment. He's looking super solid. He's looking like the leader that he is. And when you're talking about the danger with the way we play, that ball into the channels behind the fullbacks or between the fullbacks and the centre backs, that's our big weak area. More so on the left-hand side, it seems, than on the right-hand side. Mada's position with Mkokana seems a little bit better. But I think that's because on the right-hand side, there's more cover, especially when someone like Marina is there, because he tracks back very well. Our problem is more on the left-hand side, where you've got Percy's not the best defensive player as an attacker. And Madiba loves going forward as well. And we seem to have there seems to be, because Zwane is playing more forward between Mokoena and Sithole. I think we need to sort that, close down that area a little bit more. And I think it's vital that we do that, because I think the biggest danger from Morocco comes from Hakimi. They attack on that right-hand side continuously, and he is a world-class player.
Hakimi,
yeah,
sorry,
I think that's the big danger area, and it's our weak spot. If there's obviously lots of weak spots in every team, but I think that's the area that we've got to be concerned about. However, if we keep the ball, they don't have the ball. So this is going to be a hell of an encounter. I think we can do it, but those first 15, 20 minutes are going to be so important from a concentration point of view.
As you say, Hakimi is a world-class right back, coming constantly on the overlap. So you're 100% right. Tao's going to have to defend more. And
he's got a goal in him, by the way.
And he's got
Hakimi scores goals. Hakimi scores goals as well.
Exactly. I mean, I've watched Hakimi when he was at Dortmund, some years ago, and then he's gone on to do good things at PSG, etc. And in Italy. Yeah, and so I think what's key for us is our frontline attackers have got to press urgently when we're out of possession. When we lose possession, they've got to be straight onto it to stop to stop the attacks building quickly out of the back. Okay, if Morocco's in a possession and they're stringing some balls together, Percy and whoever will be playing down the right, Zwane normally, or
on the right will be Marina. Marina will be on the right.
Marina, they've got to then drop. They've got to drop in and help the fullbacks, so that'll be key. And I think, Peter, you look at Ziyech. Ziyech, you can't give him any space. If you give him space, he's got a great left foot. He'll just pick a pass on a two rand coin, or what, 5 rand coin. Is there any 2 rand coins left? 5 rand. 5 rand coin. He'll pick a pass on that. And a lot of the times, if he's playing on the right, he'll come in on his left foot and he'll ping over the switch, or he'll wait for the striker to make that run between the central defender and the outside fullback, and he'll play it in. He'll play it in between. so it's going to be very, very important that when Ziyech's on the ball, you have to close him down and be right on top of him.
I think if we can frustrate him, his temperament is suspect. And I
Yeah,
think our biggest thing is we've got nothing to lose here. They are
yeah,
hot favourites to win this AFCON. I think it's between them and Senegal, I think will win this, or maybe an outside choice, Nigeria. But obviously my heart's saying Bafana would, but I'm talking from the
yeah,
head here. They're under huge pressure. They're expected to win this, especially after what they did in the World Cup. Their fans are expecting. The longer we can keep frustrating them by keeping possession, defending well, catching them on the break with our pace, because Percy's got pace as well. Keeping the ball with Themba Zwane weaving his magic. The more we frustrate them, the more pressure they will feel. They will start arguing amongst themselves. Their temperament is suspect as a team. They better, I think, when they're the underdogs. And if you look at it in the World Cup, they were underdogs, and they used that well because they like Tunisia. They're a defensive-minded team. Their mindset
yeah,
is defensive. Cat playing on the break. Against us, they won't do that. They're expected
yeah,
to attack, and they will attack. But therein lies, I think. This is the Tunisia game was a perfect warm-up for this. I'm confident in these guys. It's a one-off. I think we're improving. The first 15, 20 minutes of concentration. We've just got to frustrate these guys. And Hugo Broos, to his credit, seems to be getting a lot of this right. And touch wood, long may this continue. A
yeah.
prediction, Rob.
I think
A prediction.
we're talking positively, Peter. I don't want to say that I think we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Put it this way: I think we'll do very well to come through this game.
Right. That's a guarded prediction.
Yeah, we're going to need everyone to be on their game, and yeah, and just one last point also about Ziyech, because obviously I've watched him closely as well. As much as he's a danger in attack, he doesn't defend. So I
Correct.
think whatever side he plays on, we have to bomb that side with dribbling, 1-on-1, 1v2, just go with pace and power down that side, and so yeah. But coming back to your point, we'll do well to get through, and I'd be very happy if our next session is talking about the quarterfinals.
Well, I genuinely believe this. There's a caveat. I think if we keep our heads, we can win this 1-0 by one goal, 2-1 or 1-0, if we keep our heads. Because knockout games, anybody can win a tournament. Morocco proved that by getting into the semi-finals of the World Cup, which was a Herculean task.
Yeah.
If we keep our heads and, the ball's rolling our way, we got 2 penalties early on. We could have actually beaten Mali. I mean, okay, could have, should have, would have. If we had carried on in our first performance, scored our goal in the penalty, and all ifs, I don't have to talk. I'm biased and I'm blinkered to a certain extent, but my prediction: 1 goal, we win by 1 goal, 2-1 or 1-0. But would I bet my house on it? No. So maybe that's. But then I wouldn't bet my house on any team. I don't know that much.
You know what? I'm just happy we're talking about the magic of reaching knockout stages in big tournaments.
Yeah.
I think that's
Correct.
exciting. I think it's positive, and it's what any footballing nation wants. You want to be there on the business end of the tournament. So I'm glad about
And I
that.
think I did a great couple of interviews. I believe they were great anyway with Gavin Hunt, and I think we can use some of the things you
Yeah,
said, discussing with you as a previous club owner, as an agent, is why our players are actually not. If you look at our squad, it's a local squad really, and
yeah,
it's a Sundowns squad, which is a tremendous achievement to Sundowns. What do we do? What do we need to get squads of players overseas, like 18 players like Morocco have, because that gives you a big advantage. And so that's why our performance so far has been absolutely fantastic as far as I'm concerned, because against the odds, we are there. So Tuesday, I'll see you at the stadium.
perfect.
Right.
No, good. Cheers,
Cheers,
Peter.
guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please your comments. It's what drives us. Till next time, Rob. Cheers, man. Bye.
Cheers, Peter.